All right, guys. This one is really a cool knife to talk about today. And I'm really super excited that Aussie Mike sent this to me. This is right up my alley for a lot of reasons. So let's just dive right in. First off, it has a hard wooden molded, not molded, carved case that it comes with. A very nice display or presentation box, if you will. Now, in looking at the Polish Custom Knives website earlier today, you can buy these boxes. And they make them for this Mantis. They make them for several different models of Herman knives. So if you have a Herman knife, you can buy this separately, which Mike may have done. I don't know that this came with or if Mike bought that separate. I don't know. I believe it came with because on the invoice there was just the one item. Okay. It also does have a carved out place here for the custom pivot tool should you need it. This particular knife does not need that. It also does come with a standard soft Polish Custom Knives, Herman knives, zipper pouch. Okay. Comes with certificate of authenticity, all that good stuff. This was made in August of 2024 before Mike bought it. He is the original owner. I am the first person to handle it. It came straight from Polish Custom Knives in Poland to me. Kind of cool, kind of fun, kind of exciting. I did the unboxing so you can see how it was boxed up. If you care to go back and look at that, you can. It's in my unboxing playlist. Maybe I'll link it up in the corner. Because getting stuff from Poland, they do a fantastic job of boxing it all up, which I think is very cool. And one comment on that unboxing video that some viewer made, which I thought was a valid point. Polish Custom Knives brands their box. They have custom shipping tape that says Polish Custom Knives. Maybe that's a very good point that we don't want to wrap up the shipping box in something that says Custom Knives in the packing tape. I don't know. It was a pretty astute observation that got past me even. So this is the Mantis 1 Dragon. Hand engraved. So titanium scales, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, titanium liner, Damasteel blade with this very cool engraving that Micho did. Janusz Kozo. He goes by Micho. Okay. He's in Germany. So Herman, who built this in Poland, sent it to Germany, had it engraved, sent back, all that, I guess is how that works. I'm not really sure on the logistics. Anyway, the dragon motif really works for me. I have a couple of dragon tattoos, all about that Asian art and whatnot. So I think this is super cool. And this reminds me a lot of my RJ Martin Q36SS as far as size, slimness, and all that. And we're going to compare those a little bit more here in a minute. Now, the one thing there's two things about this knife that are not my favorite, but the other things really outweigh my two little nitpicks, if you will. And the first off is the detent. It is on the light side for me. I would like that a little bit harder. It fires most every time. If I go really light, see, even there kind of at an angle, there you go. I had to almost point it straight up for it to not fire. So you just need to give it a little oomph behind it, and it's going to fire every time. The other thing is the pocket clip. It looks like it'd be great, but I would like maybe just a little bit tighter. It works fine, but it just feels like it's a little bit loose. And I think that's a mental thing. However, the dragon engraving, which is all hand done, this is a one of a kind. Okay, you can't replicate this engraving by hand again exactly. Same, oh, that one was a total misfire. Same with the blade. I don't know that you're going to get this pattern exactly duplicated again. Now, the coloring on it looks different, right? You're saying to yourself, something is different about the blade. You would be right. This is DLC coated. I don't know that I have ever seen a Damascus or a Damasteel blade that is DLC coated. I think it's fantastic. And that's one of the things about this knife that I absolutely love. It's amazing. It just looks so cool. The coloring is just fantastic. It's pretty sharp. It does cut. I kind of wish it was a little sharper, but I've been in kind of a weird kind of mode of I want things crazy sharp. So I think I'm going to have to at some point break down and get a sharpening system, I think. I don't want to because that seems like a lot of work, a lot of trouble, a lot of expense, and a rabbit hole I'm not sure I want to go down. But I might. I don't know. We'll see. You guys into sharpening? Let me know down below. Is it a good thing to get into? Should I just keep using Alex and sending him my production stuff? The problem is he won't touch any of my custom stuff. I don't want to touch any of my custom stuff. And I've got a couple of customs that probably need to get sharpened. So I'm in a little bit of a quandary here as to what to do with those. Anyway, back to this Mantis. All right, so some of the specs here. 4 7/8 closed. 8 9/16 overall. 3.78 inch blade. The blade thickness is 0.018. So it starts out pretty thin. Gets even thinner behind the edge, which is really hard to find in that Damascus pattern and the DLC. So I'm thinking it's about 0.008, 009. Best I can measure. Weighs in at 4.3 ounces. Runs on custom ceramic bearings, which I think is super cool. Herman makes his own bearing cages and whatnot. I think it's super cool. And usually they give you extra bearings. They give you the pivot tool if you need it. This particular pivot tool, or this particular pivot, is just a T20. That's what they listed. I didn't double check it, but they did list it as a T20. And then I think you got like probably small little T6s over here, which I wish they'd use T8s in general, but you know, you get what you get, right? DLC versus PVD. So this is DLC coated, which is diamond-like carbon coating. Okay. The other thing that gets confused a lot of times is PVD, which is, dang it, I'm drawing a blank. Photovoltaic disposition, I think it is, which is different. There's pluses and minuses to both. One of the major differences, well, two big differences, is PVD can do a range of color. From blacks to grays to copper color. Like you can get it to do a lot of different colors. Where DLC, it's just the dark, it's just black. That's all it is. DLC is thinner. And so it shows through, like the pattern shows through the DLC. If you were to have PVD'd this blade, it would look just like this. You could literally PVD over the Damascus and you'd just ruin it. It'd just be black. So the advantage of DLC is that you see through the coating to the pattern of the blade, whether it's a pattern here, whether it's the satin finish, whether it's belt satin grinds, whatever the finish of the material is, you're going to see. If you're familiar with Rockstead knives, they use DLC. So you can see all of that hand rubbing mirror finish is under the DLC coating. So the DLC is actually harder and is going to hold up against scratches and whatnot better than the PVD. I think we're kind of splitting hairs because like my Kubi is also PVD and I've used this a lot. It shows a few little marks, but it's not really scratched off or flaked off or anything like that. So I think you're kind of splitting hairs as to which is stronger. They're just different. They have different pluses and minuses, if you will. I think this knife is fantastic. Now, if we compare it next to my RJ Martin Q36 SS, we're about the same size. The RJ Martin's a little bit bigger. It's about the same thickness, give or take. Very similar carry in the pockets. This one has... I wish the detent was slightly lighter because this one is a little bit of a finger breaker for a lot of people. And I wish this one was not quite a mirror polish finish. So come on. Is there ever a perfect knife for anybody? I don't know. There's always little things here and there. Price-wise, and I don't touch on price all that often, but this one was about $3,500. This is about $4,700, $4,500. So about $1,000 more. But I understand that. Both on bearings, this carbon fiber versus titanium, but the blade is going to add money instantly. Hand engraving adds money instantly. So for the blade and the engraving, $1,000, all day, every day. This is in Magna Cut, so you're probably paying a little premium for that blade steel and the mirror polish. But yeah, I'm okay with the price of this thing all day, every day. I think it's fantastic. Probably my favorite Herman knife that I have been able to check out from Mike's collection, because I think most all of the knives in my Herman collection or I think I have a Herman playlist. I'll make sure and put it in the corner. Most of those knives have come from Aussie Mike. I think Alex has one or two that he might have sent me, and probably somebody else over the years. But this thing is very RJ Martin Q36 SS size, and the SS is for super slim because the Q36 is just much bigger, liner lock. Yeah, this is a frame lock versus a liner lock. I don't know. I really like this thing. I'm not going to try to buy it from Mike, but yeah, if Mike ever gets tired of this one, let me reach out. Maybe I'll be interested in grabbing this one from you because I think it's pretty cool. It'd be a great carry knife, and it's just cool. Anyway, I think I've rambled long enough. If you've made it this far, just comment down below, ramble, and have a great day.